by, well, bad guys. Yikes. Alright, we're getting hit pretty hard. Looks like we got some drones. We got blue drone coming in. Wow. Yep. A lot of bad guys coming in. Alright, looks like we got the guns are doing a good job, so let's go ahead and let's see here. Do we got anything we could use besides our own rifle? Probably not. Let's go see if we can't cause some issues with these guys. Alright. So, pirates woke up apparently, guys. It looks like they decided to come at us right from the get-go. Alright. Well, let's see. There's a lot of debris out here. Let's take a look and see if there's anything worth salvaging, and if we see any more incoming, we'll make a point of wiping them out. I don't see anything floating, any like extra ammo or anything like that. Looks like just scrap metal. Lupus has got some pretty good firepower, so, you know. Looks like there's a blue drone down here. Alright, looks like we got a blue drone. Oh, mostly intact. I might be able to make use of this, actually. If we can hack it, we can probably use it. Actually, we can salvage most of this. This will be really nice. Alright. And we'll take this out of there. Okay. Programmable block. Yeah, well, bye-bye block. Let's go ahead and bring, we're going to throw a light armor block in there for a second. And we're gonna actually, let's go with a color scheme. Okay, looks like we got a kill satellite. I don't have anything else coming up. There's a stash beacon. We're gonna get this timer block out of here though. And we're gonna put in its place a, let's put a control, a remote control in there. We'll turn it around like so. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and activate, we're going to hack this first of all, so that there's no issues, and then we're going to go ahead and hit this again. Alright, now we have the ability to be able to control this drone. We got bits of it here, but that's okay, because I can use this. We're going to go ahead and hack all of these engines. Whoops. That's okay though. That's okay though. We need gyro, and let's see here. We got 3 directions. We got up and down. Got forward, back. Let's see. Yeah, I think we can build from this. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and hack this small reactor first. I mean, obviously, if we can't build that up, it's gonna be a waste. Okay, good. We can build that up. That's great. I couldn't remember where we were at on our stuff, so. Alright, so that's good. Let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and hack this. Alright, that's functional. Let's go ahead and hack this. Functional. Usually we don't get any kind of salvage like this, but I'm gonna take advantage of it if we got it, you know. Maybe we can make a little bit of a ship out of this thing, and then we've got one more we salvaged. So let's go ahead and set up a thruster going forward. Ouch. Yeah, generally a bad idea. Alright. Alright. So let's go ahead and see if we can't slap a gyro on here somewhere. Alright. So we've got all the directions except downward. So what are we going to do for downward? Well, we have an upward right there, so we might as well make this a downward one. Well, it doesn't have thruster components, though. Okay. We've got this in place. Blue drone, STP Mark II. We have... Yeah. Alright, so what we're going to do, rotate this in place. We're going to jump in here and we're going to claim this grid. That way it doesn't disappear. Alright, no problem. And then we're going to go ahead and make sure that we've got, let's see, antenna. Okay. We're going to increase the broadcast radius of that to 4,000. That way we can get a good range on it.
Meteor storm inbound.
And then, yep, I get you, meteor storm. Blah, blah, blah. Don't care. Alright, where's my base at? There's the prize. Actually, you know what? We're going to go to the prize. Well, because we've got thrusters in the prize. And there's components that I could take from... Oh, wait a minute. Where's the... Wait, what? Wait, where... Oh, no. No, they killed my prize. Okay, well... Sad day, but it is what it is, I guess. Alright, let's go ahead and remove the prize from my list here. Gonna go ahead and unselect that, because I've been keeping all my different markers this turnaround. Oh, what's up there? Oh, what's that? Oh, it's a rock. A lot of debris out here. But they tried. They really did. They tried really, really, really hard, but, you know, you're just not going to survive against it. Yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and zip into the base here. Well, we used to be the base. Now it's something else. Let's go ahead and zip up here, and let's see about getting some thrusters. We get this drone, we can go ahead and park it and get some weapon systems on it and stuff like that, but for now we need to get it over here. So let's get this done. Okay, we need a thruster, and we got plenty of thruster components, so it's not an issue. We only need a one because there's only one in a small grid thruster, so alright, cool. And we might as well dump this off in there while we're at it. Yeah, so this is good. This is really good. Where's my drone? There it is, blue drone. Thanks for the fighter. Yeah. Appreciate it, pirate morons. You know better than to give me stuff. I'll turn it against you. That's what I do. Alright, first of all, I need to change the color scheme because I need it to match. We're doing the blue and the white color scheme for this pirate situation. So that's what we're going to end up doing, and that's what we're going to keep doing. So yeah, go ahead and let's go ahead and get this stream. Make sure I got some good audio. Now that we have some breathing moments here. Alright, so let's check here. Checking. Yep, we got good audio. Outstanding. Alright. Let's go ahead and get this block in place, because we're going to swap this out, and this is going to be a downward facing block. That way we have all axes of travel for this damaged drone, which we're going to repair and restore. Hey, thanks for watching. And that is going to be the way it's going to go. So we just need to get this fixed here. Let's see here. We'll go down like that. Good. Alright, cool. Alright. So That being said and done, let's go back. This should be able to remote access the blue drone and control said drone. And we're going to go to the remote control. And we should be able to, we can't control. Main control? No, we can't control. Alright. Well, why is that? Why can't I control this? Oh, because I need to have that on. Alright, now let's see if I can control this. Alright, and then we're going to go here to control. Why can't I control this? Why am I not able to control this? What the hell? I should be able to control this. Okay, what is going on here? Alright, I have my antenna in place. I'm broadcasting this thing here. So why can't I not control you? Alright, let's try.
Low.
Remote access. It's not coming up on the... Why is it not coming up on the remote access? What in the hell is going on here? Alright, well, we're gonna do this. Let's go here and find out. Remote control turned off somehow? Nope. And yet it says I'm not able to... Oh, yeah, that's true. I need a camera, don't I? So, we need more... That's right, because it can't travel without a camera. So we'll put that there, and then we'll slap a camera on here, and that's going to make it so that I should be able to... And you know what? We're going to put a seat on here, because that could also be part of the problem. Okay, why is it not giving me a seat spot? I don't understand. It should give me... Oh, I don't have an interior plate, of course. Good gravy. This is turning out to be a little bit more effort than I thought it was going to be. May have to do this whole thing from a different location. Huh. An IDCG tug drone, huh? If I remember right, tug drones are pretty damn vicious. Alright. No problem. We just need an interior. An interior thing. Where is the interior thing? Oh, first of all, we need a couple of things. We need interior block because we're going to build a chair. So that is definitely going to happen. But we also need more power. And the more power is going to have to be in the form of uranium. But where is... Do we have a little bit more uranium that we can spare? We really need to mine some uranium,
Energy
honestly.
critical.
Yep, I know, Suit Lady. But I'm trying to find uranium. Actually, you know what the best thing would be to do? Go up here and type in U. And we got nothing. Well, maybe. Yep. Nope. Otherwise it'd come up that way. Let's see what the reactors are. We got some uranium in the reactors, so let's go ahead and pull. Let's pull 1.78. Alright, cool. Okay. Oh, yeah, 5. we need to get charged up, which means we need to have a sit down. So let's go ahead and dive down here, and we'll have a sit down in this spot down here for now, and we'll take a look at the situation outside. So it looks like we got a kill satellite, we got a stash beacon, and the scimitars still sitting over there. They're not sending any more fighters and drones over here, so that's a good sign. I do want to check out that stash beacon though. That could give us some more salvage and good materials to be able to do stuff with too. So I think that might be the next thing to do. Of course, it doesn't say stash satellite. It says stash beacon. I don't know. Looks like that tug is gone. Ow. The hell did I... Oh, I ran into this thing. Oh, wait. Yep, there's the tug drone there. I don't know that I want to tangle with the tug drone. I mean, we could go out there and see what it's got going on, and maybe it'll drop its thing and run. Let's go ahead and get down here and get this blue drone set up first. Alright, blue drone Mark II, which we're going to make into something else. So let's go ahead and get the seat in place. That way I can fly this thing out of here and get it to where I need it to go. And then let's go ahead and load up some more uranium in there. Alright, now okay. So now I might be able to go and get this thing back in there now that I've got this thing in place. So let's go ahead and see. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, great. We have drones inbound. Oh, good gravy, these guys. They're very persistent, aren't they? Alright, now we can control this. So let's do this. Come on, let's get us under the cover of the warship. Alright, we're under cover of the warship now. You guys didn't like it that I took your stuff, did you? Looks like we got more blue drones inbound. And a kill satellite even. Ooh. Wow, alright. A lot of debris going on out here. Let's see, what's that? Looks like we got a kill satellite flying through. Ah, no, I got hit. Drone's hiding. That's okay, though. Let's see, where's my body location? There it is. Got a blue drone right down here coming up. Alright guys, give me some cover. We got a kill satellite at 18, stash beacon up there. Blue drone's hanging out on the other side. This one's not too stupid, is he? Alright, well. You know, we need a missile launcher. Or, actually, we're under the guns of our ship. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think we're going to just go down here and go to work. Let's get our drone put together here. Let's see here. Alright, so we've got a down here and an up there. Alright, so what we're going to do, let's go with some heavy armor on this thing. Let's see here. We're going to do heavy armor, and it's going to be kind of blocky, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and set this up here. We're going to set this here. We're just going to go to work. I mean, there is a drone, and it's sitting over there. But if I can put together a hunter-killer that's got some power to it, then that's going to be good. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this set up. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get heavy armor blocks in place. We're going to need to have another thruster over here. So let's get this thruster set up over here. Let's see here. Okay, I've got a thruster this way. We already have two going down. We need another one going up. Let's see here. Going up we'll do right here. This will be another upwards thruster here. There we go. And then port and starboard. We'll put one right here. And we'll put another one on this side over here. And the other thing we're going to do that's going to be a little bit trickier is we're going to put a turret and we're going to put facing weapons. The advantage of doing that is going to make it so that it can have twice as much firepower but cover twice as much area. It's very nice to have that if you're going to have a combat drone as part of your defense, which is exactly what we're doing here. And we're going to actually recess it, so let's go ahead and get it in here. Alright. I absolutely love to do recessed and stuff like that, but I also very much like to take already repurpose these things because it's just really nice. Alright, let's go ahead and double up on the aft thruster capabilities here. That way we've got some good thrust. See, that'll work out really nicely like that. Down below here we've got this gyro. We're going to go ahead and put the gyro in over here. So let's go ahead and take this one here off. Where is that thing? Is that thing still around? Nope, looks like they toasted it. Yep, looks like they toasted it. Alright, cool. The drones are going to keep coming though now. I don't doubt for a second that they're going to keep on coming now that they've gotten their measure and now they're decided to take it back to the offensive, which we knew they were going to do. Pirates, they don't like us because we're another pirate band and we challenge their status quo, so to speak, and they don't like that. So, not surprised at all in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so we're just gonna leave. Well, you know what? I don't like that. I want that to be heavy armor, and I want it to be angled appropriately. So let's go ahead and do it like this. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and take this off of here. And we're going to put this right down here so that it's put away and it can be secured and a little bit more of a... and we're also going to, in addition, we're going to go ahead and blueprint this once we're done with it, because I'm thinking if we can get a hold of a projector, which I believe we have, we can go ahead and just print it out and keep making these things over and over and over again. And I think that would really make a difference on what we're going to be dealing with here. So let's go ahead and set this up. Let's see here. I think I'm going to move... We're going to put the weapon mounts on the sides here. Yeah. We'll put weapon mounts on the sides. Let's see here. We're going to need a couple of... we're going to cut that back and that back because we're going to need a recorder block to land this, and we're going to need a defensive block so that we can target things a lot closer. So let's go ahead and get those in place. I know we were planning on working on that habitat module, but things kind of changed because, you know, the bad guys showed up. And when they show up, you've got to deal with it. And that's what we're doing. We're dealing with it in a very, hopefully, painful lesson situation for them. So we do need to figure out where we're going to put a connector. And we also need to figure out where we're going to put a reload spot. I think we're going to move the, let's move the remote control closer to the front, and then that way we can put a connector and a conveyor with 2 cargo pods on either side. That way they can load the weapon systems on the sides. And I think that would really go a long way towards being able to make this a even better deal. So let's go ahead and move that up here. We're going to need to armor this up a lot anyway, so let's go ahead and we're going to set that right there, and that way we've got this in place. Alright, cool. And this is good. And then on the back side up here, we're going to put the let's actually, you know what we ought to do? You know what? We're going to do this. We're going to put a, first of all, we're going to load that up so that it's a lot more put together. And we're going to put port and starboard thruster assemblies. And we'll center line the, we'll center line all the other stuff. So let's go ahead and get that in place. And then right here is where we're going to put our block for defense. So we're going to put that in here. Defensive combat block. Alright, and then we're going to take this out. And that's going to go right here. And then over here on this side, we're going to take this out. And we're going to put the other thruster that goes down over here because we want to have some good maneuverability. She's going to be lightweight and fast. She's a drone. But we want to make sure that this vessel is good to go as far as being able to do certain things. Specifically, going after, maneuvering really easily. So let's go ahead and get that in place. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and armor up that. We'll get some grids to do the heavy armor on it. We've got the antenna on the side. We're going to need a recorder, but we'll do that on the top. It goes. You want to try to put the, when you're building drones, you want to try to put the recorder on top of the connector. That's the really important part, because if you can't put it on top of the connector, it might not align correctly. Looks like there was something coming here, but I don't see it anymore. We still have a stash beacon over here somewhere, so we might have to check that out. See if it produces stash satellite. Right now it seems like it's drones. It might be a carrier or something, or maybe some sort of other thing. Who knows? Alright, up here we're going to go ahead and We're gonna go ahead and fill in that block there. We're gonna get that filled in there. We're gonna fill in that block over here. We don't want any of these blocks to be like not assembled properly, just because we want to be able to make sure that everything is all set. Okay, so we've got that in place. We could theoretically put upward thruster on that side too, and then that would free up this, which actually wouldn't be a bad idea, since we're going to remove this one here. Up, energy's low. So let's go ahead and leave that place. We have a reactor running it, so we don't have to worry about the other, and it can refuel its reactor fuel once it comes back to the ship. We'll have to also set a drone connector. With the new Fieldworks update they just did and DLC, you get a block that is a connector block that allows you to be able to go from large grid to small grid. It's absolutely essential for anyone having a drone carrier situation such as this to have that block, because it's going to allow you to be able to recharge your drone. Now in this case we don't have any batteries, which is something we might want to consider. We have just a reactor, and it'll burn through a lot of reactor mass once you start using it. So I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to go ahead and do what I was just about saying is going to be to put a upwards thruster right here, and then we're going to put a battery in the center. We're not going to put a big battery, just a small battery, but enough to be able to give us some extra power. We're going to want to set an event controller also, because that's going to provide us with the ability to be able to have it come back when it runs out of fuel. We don't want to have it like be in the middle of battle and be like, oh no, we're out of fuel. Well damn, what do we do now? You know, that kind of thing. It's not conducive to a very good environment, that's for sure. We're going to go ahead and put a heavy blocks here. It's going to pull a lot more power because we are heavy armoring it. If we chose not to heavy armor it, then it would most likely have a lot of, a lot less of an issue with power draw. But we also don't want it to lose its survivability, because we're going to have these things out here and we're going to have them patrolling around so that we can get some work done without being hounded by bad guys, you know. Let's see, on this side, we're not going to worry about it. We're not going to worry about... Well, I was going to say we're not going to worry about having the offensive block, but on the other hand, you have more versatility with the flight blocks than you do with just a remote. Although, a remote does give you the ability to be able to take over, which is really nice. Huh. Well, we're going to put a timer block right here, and the reason why we're going to do that is so that we can have the timer block control all of the different things we want it to have happen when it is docked and charging, because otherwise you might be moving and then you go to dock it and then it throws your stuff off. So we don't want it throwing anything off. So timer block goes in here, and that's going to give us the ability to be able to keep this linked up pretty good too. Basically, we're going to have a core of a whole lot of different blocks, and that's basically what's going to be happening here for now. Let's go ahead and get this out of here. We're going to go ahead and use that to fix this up. Alright, cool beans. Oh, did we get some? Yeah, we're good. Alright, so let's see here. We wanted to be able to set these to a side-to-side thing, but we actually want to have a connector here in between these. So we're going to go ahead and put a... Let's go ahead and put a connection here. We're going to go to logistics. We're going to go over here, grab one of the small conveyor blocks. We're going to put a small conveyor block here because we're going to put a connector on here. But the question is, do we want the connector to be on here like this? Yeah. We're going to go down one more. Maybe. No. No, we're not. But actually, we are. I know, I'm very indecisive, but there's a reason for that. If we do a connector block here, we can actually move the gyro back, switch the reactor over so it connects to here, and then it will automatically charge as it does things. Oh yeah, we're like laying down. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the connector in place here too. While we're at it, we might as well. No, we don't want that. We want the small one. There we go. Let's check it out. Yep, sticks out pretty far, but that's okay because we want to have it in a place where we can be able to hook it up to, and we want to be able to have armor plating in place. You know what we might do, actually? What do we got underneath that? Nothing. Well, hell. Then let's just do this. Let's put the reactor right here inside. We can bump this connector up here. Alright, I got a plan. Alright, so we got this. We're going to lock that in place. That gets locked in. Then we're going to run this over to here. You know what we're going to do? Oh, I know what we're going to do. We're going to go with missile launchers. We've got lots of missiles, and a drone isn't going to stand very well if you get missiled. So that is perfect. So let's go ahead and set this up right. Let's see. We're going to set this up right there. Okay, now directly above here is where we're going to have to put the recorder block, because that's where the connector is going to be. You always put, like I said before, can't say this enough, or your drones are not going to work very well. You want to have that recorder task block in place, and you got to follow the instructions. See how it says left, right, rear, F? Yeah, got to be in the exact right position or you're screwed. Now we got to go get some detector components. Yeah, the Lupus is doing a really good job keeping the drones off of us, although I don't see... Oh, there's still a stash beacon. If we went over the stash beacon, there might be a stash satellite over there, and that could be useful for us. But on the other hand, do we really want to run the risk of, you know, running afoul of more drones? Well, I guess if we got over there and there was a bunch of drones... Oh, wow. Okay, well, we might need to get some detector components because it looks like we're running low. Let's, I love this search option. This was such a brilliant thing that Keen did. Detect. Wow. No detector components. Alright, well that means we're going to go to the production queue and make some. Now that we're doing drones, we're going to need a lot of them. So let's do 40. Probably not going to make any because we probably don't have enough materials, but we got to give it a shot. And then, let's see here. We're going to need a lot of these things. Let's see. That one's in place. Good to go. Let's jump around to the bottom here where we've got our other stuff. Let's go ahead and get the defensive combat one in order. Alright, that's in place. Now, I'm debating. We could go with either way. Well, let's go ahead and keep doing the plan of what I had in mind. So this is what I had in mind. We're going to take this off of here. Because that is right there. We could put the reactor right here, but we want to protect the reactor as much as possible. So why not put the reactor in there? Like right there. So let's go ahead and go into power, and let's get a small reactor, and let's stick it in that place. And then we can put, we have the recorder block directly over here. So this is where we're going to put our connector, right in this spot here. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to grab all that uranium we had in there, which is already at 2.7. And so then we put that in there, and then that's going to get sucked down into it, hopefully, once we do the other thing. And the other thing is going to be, we're going to put a battery right here. But first things first, we need to get that out of the way. So let's go ahead and put a battery here. Kind of gives us a little extra power. And we need 2 power cells to do that, and I'm pretty sure we might have 2 power cells up in here. I'm pretty sure I saw some. Then we get this drone up and running. We're going to go ahead and rename it, and then we're going to call it, we'll call it something. We'll see. Alright, I know I saw some in here somewhere. Where did I see them? There was batteries. I saw them, really. I did, honest. There they are. Good. Let's take them. Alright, we'll take 2 just in case we need them. Alright, let's zip down here. And then we're going to go ahead and get that set up right there. Boom. And now, now it's drawn that into the reactor, which is exactly what we wanted. Okay, so that's going well. We've got power. We've got a battery that we can charge up. Now we've got to get that gyro back into service. And we're going to put the gyro, well, we're going to put the gyro right back here where the battery is, and that's where we're going to keep it. Alright, so that gyro's in place. We got a battery in place. We've got the uranium going on. Yep, it's all good. It's all real good. So, now we're going to come up here to where this is. Now that thruster there, we've got to do something with. Because that thruster is going to go back here because we need that space for the other parts of this conveying system, because I want this to be a long-term defensive measure. So because I want it to be a long-term defensive measure, we got another kill satellite inbound, but I'm pretty sure we got that under control too. Now let's go ahead and take a look at options for missiles. I'm pretty sure the turret for the missiles does not have a small grid opening. I'm fairly certain that the turret for missiles has got a larger one. It does. So that means that either we're going to have to put something else on here, or we're going to have to just live with it. Oh, that's the Gatling gun. My bad. But yeah, it's still, that's considered to be something big. So if we're going to do a missile launcher, it's going to be pretty dang big. I mean, look how big that is. You're only going to get a couple of shots out of it, and that's going to be it. But, so, instead of doing the missile launcher like that, let's do an auto cannon. Do we have assault cannon stuff? Because an assault cannon utilizes small grid openings, which means we could set it up that way. Auto cannon, small grid also. Now the Gatling turret, on the other hand, large grid at the bottom, but it's small grid on the outside. But it's gonna make our drone look really big and bulky. But is that okay? I don't know. Let's take a look. No, we can't place it because there is stuff in the way. Yeah. Oh, probably because I'm in the way. Yeah, I'm in the way, that's why. Well, we could get away with it. We could put it up there. It would fit. I mean, it would fit, and that would be definitely doable. But do we want to have the turret on top of that and have that in place? That is a question. But it would do the job, and I'm actually inclined to think that might be the best option. Put a Gatling turret on the top here, but set it up so that we've got missile launchers on it on the sides, and have those things. But here's the thing: if we have those things, it's not going to connect properly. So perhaps it might be better. Let's see what kind of munitions we have available on our destroyer. That's another big thing. We got missile launchers, so we could put one-shot only missiles on there, and that would work. But let's see what we got most of here. We got 64 rockets, so rockets are definitely on there. We got 347 canisters of Gatling ammo available in here, and no other forms of ammunition. Oh, that's tough. Alright, looks like we've got artillery ammo, and we've got, but we're out of assault cannon ammo, it looks like. So, yeah, we got a lot of GAT ammo and not any. Yeah, we're missiles and GATs, it looks like. We're really low on, we're bingo on some, and we're low on others. We need to get some magnesium, actually, looking at this, just to get some weapons up. Looks like we got some artillery. We got basically artillery, and we got some railgun ammo and GAT ammo. We're all out of assault cannon ammo. So, We can't do artillery on a small grid like that, but we can do GATs and we can do
Energy
rockets.
critical.
Thanks, suit lady. Alright, so looks like we're going to be looking at the good old-fashioned rocket launchers. Uh-oh, we've got another kill satellite coming through. How lovely. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go with missile launchers. We're going to do, yeah, we're going to do some missile launchers. We're going to have to do single-shot missile launchers. So what we'll have to have it do is when it runs out of missiles, it'll just switch over to GAT, and then it'll come back. So we'll maybe have a single underslung GAT, 2 rocket launchers, and then the turret on top. That way we can still continue to fight. But it also means we're going to need 2 event controllers, because one of them is going to activate the block in the event of low power, and one is going to activate the block, the return, for when we have low ammo. So, that being the case, let's go ahead and get the rest of our stuff set up along the core here, and then we're going to move on to the next thing. That's the tricky part. I really missed doing some of these drone builds. It's definitely like doing the mini version of a ship, you know? Alright, so let's go ahead and get that in place. Alright, so because we've got this going on like this, we're going to go ahead and take this off here. And then we're going to go ahead and set up small cargo containers. These will be the magazines for the weapon systems. And then we're going to drop the GAT down below. Now, the question is, where are we going to get the GAT and where are we going to get the missile launcher? Which is why I wanted to get some salvage from some of those drones, but apparently we're vaporizing them these days. Ugh, good gravy. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump up here. We want to see what we have for our event controllers on board the ship, because that might give us the ability to see about the I want to see about whether or not we have AI on the weapon systems. So let's take a look. We have gas, we have aft airlock, and we have no. So we're going to go ahead and convert this over from aft airlock. This is going to, because we don't need the airlock situation, and we're going to change this over to WEPS ammo. Alright, so what we're going to do here is instead of that, we're going to instead go with, we want to know when the ammo is toast, is bingo. When we're low on, we've emptied out on an ammo. So let's go ahead and see. And we want equal to or less than. Threshold is going to be, well, let's say down to 10%. That way we can start thinking about building some ammo. So we're going to go GAT, GAT, and GAT, and GAT, and GAT. And, you know, we're not going to include that one. Let's see here. What else we got? What other weapon systems are showing up on here? Okay, rocket launcher, definitely. Let's see. Why is my artillery turrets not showing up on here? That's odd. They should be on here too. I want to know when that they're okay. Here we are. Here's the rest of our GATs. Okay, let's go. Keep going. Keep going. All the other weapon systems. Assault cannon. Assault cannon. Okay. Artillery. Artillery. Okay. All right. Oh, we should probably check. I don't think I have any interior guns, but yeah, I don't. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and add these blocks. Really? There we go. Alright, cool. Alright. So, and then we're going to have it tell us, and then we're going to have it tell us that through, well, we'll figure it out. But by doing this, under the AI rules, that means that we now have the ability to build any weapons we want, which is absolutely what we need. It's going to allow us to tailor our weapon systems to whatever we're building, which is really nice, actually. All right, so we're going to have an under-mounted... Okay, first thing is we're going to have some warfare rocket launchers. Those are going to go on the side, but for now we want a warfare Gatling gun, and we want it to go out the nose. So right there, like that, bam. Okay, so that's going to be one of our primary weapons. Then we're going to have side-mounted rocket launchers. So let's go ahead and get those in place. Now these are one use, and those are one use. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe doing the warfare stuff for this particular build and calling it good. And I like how this is, even though it's a slightly blocky design, I think it's really going to make a difference as far as the overall appeal of this for this build. I like it, and you know what? That's okay. So let's go ahead and go with I want to do another cargo, and I'm going to do it right here. And the reason being is we're going to have that turret up here. So we probably want to be able to have that set up so that when it comes up to the turret, we're good to go. We need interior, so what are we going to do? Well, we're going to take it from here. I mean, we're going to break that down anyway, so let's go ahead and set that up. We're going to put that one right there. And we need another interior turret. We're just going to take from this because we're going to be fixing that, you know. Alright. Get that in place. Alright, we need more interior turrets. So let's go ahead and snag us some more interior. Because this is ultimately going to be gone away, because we're going to do that. We're still doing the interior, still doing the mobile habitat. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, we got you. We're just distracted right now with making some protection because apparently the drones like to sneak up on us while we're sleeping. Like there's some sort of boogie, you know? Sneaky little buggers. Alright. So let's see here. We got that in place. That's in place. Now in this little hole here, we're going to go ahead and drop an event controller. And you know what we might do? We're going to take this camera off of here, and we're going to do a second event controller right here too. We're going to do both of our event controllers there, and the reason why we're going to do it is because we want them buried. I don't like leaving exposed control options. It's not conducive towards a good drone, in my opinion. Alright, and then we're going to throw heavy armor plates in front, and then we'll put the camera on there too. Now the thing about the camera though, I'm really tempted just to slap my camera right here and then put... I think we are going to do that actually. Because see, here's the thing. If I throw the camera on here and then we put armor blocks around there and then put glass in front of it, that provides an additional level of protection for your camera, which isn't really a bad thing. Thank you so much, guys. I'm back, and we're going to go ahead and keep on with this. So, now that we got the camera in place, we need to get the rest of this stuff built up. There's just no way around it. And so, we're going to need some materials. I'm excited. This is going to be so good. Alright, so. Yeah, let's go ahead and get some. We're going to need some components here. So let's get a variety of components. One of the things, I know everybody likes to do build planner. I know you guys like that. And that's cool. And build planner is really cool. Uh-oh, we got a super gremlin. That thing better not come over here. There's another gremlin that's been running around that's really annoying. But anyway, I know you guys like it when you do like build planner and stuff like that. I don't ever do that. And the reason why I don't ever do build planner, first of all, we're going to load up our stuff here, is because I don't know, it's just not my way of doing things. I prefer to just take a little bit of everything and just build as I go. So let's, oh, we need grids. We need grids because we got weapon systems here. I'm excited because now we can rearrange weapon systems on Lupus 2, and we still have one more AI we can utilize, which is really good. But now that we don't have assault can, you know, these assault autocannons, what are these, assault cannons or autocannons? Yeah, they're assault cannons. Now we're out of assault cannon ammo. We keep them, or we could go to big guns. It also means we can add a whole bunch more. We could add missile launchers to it too, which we have plenty of missiles. So maybe we should swap them out for missile launchers. Alright. Oh, we're going to need large grid for that. Large grid. We're going to need, well, that's loaded. We're going to need some large pipes for that. So
Energy low.
we also need some thrusters for those top thrusters. Okay. All those in place, and we're going to go ahead and get some heavy armor on the front of this right there, and we're going to get some heavy armor here and heavy armor here, and then right here is where we're going to put glass, which means we're going to need some stuff for that. Okay, back here, go ahead and get this finished up. And we'll get this in place. Let's see. Oops. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go with heavy armor there. Do heavy armor slope, angle there, angle there. And that does leave us an opening here, but that's okay. We could put a battery there or something, but I'm thinking heavy armor block. Slam it in place there. That's where we're going to put, well, I don't know that we need anything else on there. So let's go ahead and put that in there. Get that there. We're just doing heavy armor blocks right now. Get it armored up. Actually, you know what?
Energy critical.
I hear you, sweet lady. Working on it. I'm busy. Let's go with this. Here we go. There we go. Get this all placed up here. Alright, and then up here. Oh, let's see here. Like that. Like that. And that. Get it right. Oh, we need steel. Alright, cool. Let's see here. Let's pull it from over here. Alright. Oh, snap. We need to get over here and get charged up. We're running out of juice here. Where's the charge at? There it is, down here. Yep.
Low energy.
Ah, there we are. Okay, we're good. Okay. So we're going to get charged up. We're going to go ahead and continue to get the armor in place and stuff like that. We want to have an access point, though. I always like to leave a control panel somewhere on the drone. That way I can be able to access its systems, set up different things, stuff like that. Now, if I'm creating a scenario, or I'm creating a world, or something like that, and I'm creating adversary drones, then a lot of times I'll add different things to it, like extra antennas so it can summon drones of its own, or set up like special little tweaks, or put like little prizes inside of it, or something like that. That way, it's kind of more of an encounter than it is anything else, and it's not part of the mainstream of things. I don't use projectors very often, so when I start using a projector in this season, it's going to be really new territory for me. I know how they work, but I just generally don't use them. So it should be a very interesting experience. So we'll have to see how that goes. Let's see here. Put that there, that there, that there. Okay. Alright, and then let's see here. Actually we'll leave that there. That's kind of cool. I like leaving this like that because it's like it kind of reminds me of like the fins on a like a ship or something. Alright, so let's see here. Let's go ahead and, well, I was thinking maybe this back here. But on this side. Alright, and then we're gonna need some... We're gonna need a lot of stuff here. Let's see here. Put that there. There. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's go get some more materials. Looks like we're gonna need some more grids, and it looks like we're gonna need our pipe. So let's go ahead and get 10 of those. 20 grids, and actually we're gonna need 30 grids. We'll get some of those, and do we have, yeah we do, okay, get some glass. Yeah, okay, cool. And that stash beacon's still lit though. I'm telling you, I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna see what's going on with that. Alright, let's get that finished off there. Alright, that's set. That's set. Okay. Okay, it looks like everything on the top is pretty much set. So let's go ahead and get our our dorsal weapon system in place, and then we can decide what we're going to do from there. Now, we did think about using a GAT for that. So, since we don't have any autocannon rounds, it'll have to be a Gatling gun. Alas. So if we're going to do a Gatling gun, it's going to be big. So we might as well get those angles off of there because we'll need those elsewhere. So in place of that, let's go ahead and go with, ooh, you know what we could do? Huh. If we wanted to raise a little higher, we could actually set up, okay. So let's see how this looks first. Before we dive into it like crazy, it might be too tall, but if we did a conveyor converter right on here like so, then we could put the turret on top of that. Like so. Yeah, that makes it way too blocky. Yuck. Yeah, I don't like that. No. Man, it's not cool. Oh, wait. No, I was going to say, I thought, oh no, look, I can do artillery, but no, we cannot. But who's to say we can't break down some artillery turrets and turn them into that? But no. No, we're going with GAT, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's see, what's the other one like? Well, the other one does have the option of forward and back. So we could set up some conveying between those two. But I don't know if that would work too well. Well, we could, let's see, how are we going to do this? Well, if we move the antenna and yeah, okay. So we could do a conveying. How does that set up? Like, yeah, it's as wide as the ship is, though. That's the problem, you see? There's the challenge. But if we took those, if we ran the conveying down the side and around the back, we could take it up and connect it to the turret that way. And that would work. I mean, this is why I wish I had autocannon rounds, because that would be heavy hitting and still be able to work. I wonder if I broke down some of the artillery, I could turn it into autocannon. Probably could. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to, we've got Gatling ammo here. I don't like using varied ammo, though. It's really tricky when you do varied ammo. It makes it really kind of like just really tricky. So, but yeah, we're gonna do that. So let's go ahead and set this up with either an assault cannon or autocannon turret. Medium rate of fire, good punch in a small turret, uses autocannon magazines. Gatling, let's see, assault, slower, bigger, does damage to armored targets. Lot bigger range. We're going to do an autocannon if we do that, but here's the thing, if we do an autocannon, we're going to have to raise it up because we have to protect what's underneath it. Whereas this protects what's underneath it, but then we have to do the other. Oh, it's so tricky. It really is. So that's going to look like this, and that's going to give it, we'll give it a bit of a nose, first of all. But, yeah, as much as I hate to do it, that's probably what we're going to be looking at for this drone, honestly speaking, because if we do anything else, it's just going to be in the way. Now, what if we did... Okay. So we're gonna try one more thing, everybody. I know, I'm like... Just really... I'm trying. I'm really trying here, guys. But it's like, it's hard because I want it to not be top heavy. I don't want it to look like it's like super tall. And look, see, it just gives it that super tall look, and I don't like the super tall look. Ugh, it's ugly. And if I put that there, it's going to leave all that open, and we don't want it open for attack. Because how much is that going to protect it? Like, not at all. If I did the auto cannon, or the assault cannon, it's going to protect that much, so... But it covers that whole area, and so you can't really do anything with that. So tricky. Alright, so what we're going to do, take this off of here. Alright, so we're going to take this off of here. Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah. Alright, so that's going to go over here. Because the event controller is going to be, if we put the event controller over here, then it's going to be protected. And that's kind of what we want. You know, we don't want to leave our computer parts out wide open for the bad guys to hit it. That's not okay on any level. And we could slide these out to here and have the thrusters directly above the weapon systems. That would also be possible, but it would lead to a little bit more bulky of an option, but we could do it. Here's what we could do. We could go ahead and just reconfigure this 9-block area and put a converter over that. But doing that means we have to find a place for those things. Now, we can afford to get rid of that, but we still need to figure out where we're going to put the thrusters. And if we put the thrusters over the rocket launchers, how are they going to look? Let's get this figured out. Let's take a look. Okay. So if we put the thruster over that, it's going to look like that. It's not bad, but it's not exactly what you want either. Now we could put the thrusters underneath. Now that is an option. We could flank either. Actually, that's not a bad idea. If we flank this gun system right here, flank the weapon with the engines on either side right here. But it does expose the engines unless we do something different with the... Well, actually, yeah, we could.
Energy low.
I'm aware, Suit Lady. I'm working on it. Suit Lady's always saying, energy low, energy low. Well, duh. Of course the energy's low. I'm working here. Okay, so we're going to take this and do a little bit more of a severe armor thing here. And this is going to give us a lower profile drone, which is really good when you're fighting against other drones, because you don't want them to get as good of a beat on you. Which is why we also need to get a task block put in, because task blocks will give your drone the capability to evade, which would also be very handy when you're fighting enemies and you don't want to get killed. Alright, so that puts a thruster on both sides in the front, okay, which will actually counteract the boom boom of that. So, alright, so that's good. So we're set that way. So then we're going to go ahead and let's take care of this block here. And that can be, and actually we'll take care of, actually we're going to take care of that block too. That block too. Actually, this is just going to end up being like a tube when we're done with it, but that's okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're going to need, let's get the task block in place, because we do need to have that. Nope, not the recorder. Basic task, yes. Okay, basic task block. Got it. Boom. Alright. now.
Energy critical.
Yes, I'm aware, Suit Lady. Oh my gosh, I need air too. Alright, going back up to the Lupus, and we're gonna go and get some air, some apple pie, and gonna take a break. Alright. Gonna have ourselves a little bit of an onboard ship break for a second here. Let's get some oxygen. Alright, we got air. Let's get in here. Go to quarters. Alright, we're gonna grab, let's see, we have 10 slices of apple pie left. So let's grab a slice of apple pie. We've got to get more food. We're running low. We're down to basically roast steaks. We got 8 steaks and we got 9 slices of apple pie, and that's it. Oh my gosh. That's not good. We need more food. Alright. Take the oxygen tank and dump off the old ones. Alright, so now we're going to go out here. We're going to secure this here. Alright, what the hell are we... Stash beacon. Oh, what do we got now? We got a mining survey drone. Okay, well that's a new one. I like these new encounters that they have put in with the new that new update. Really, Keen did a great job with the changes of the encounters, because now we're seeing a lot of drone encounters that are not trying to kill us, but rather doing different things, which you could actually capture, which is really nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and have our slice of pie. Tasty, tasty. Alright, back to work. Alrighty, let's go over here. Yep, more stuff spawning in somewhere. That's what that means. Alright, back down to finish our drone. Alright, so let's see here. Now we're going to get rid of this. And we're going to get rid of that. And this. Alright. So, we're going to come over here, and we're going to grind this off. Now, we're going to put our event controllers in here so that we can have those in place. Oops, wrong direction. We want those off of the automation section. You might be wondering, well, why did she put them over like that? Well, because here's the thing. If I have them like that, I think they look really cool, first of all. I think it looks kind of neat when you can see them. But also, if I'm coming up next to it, it looks kind of like, oh, these are access points and stuff like that, blah, 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 you know, even though you can't get into it that way. But it's still kind of cool looking, I think. Alright, so now we're going to the antenna. Where are we going to put you? Well, we're going to put you right here. That's where the antenna is going to go. Let's see here. Okay. Now, because of all that, we can go ahead and put this in here. And then on top of that, we can put our turret, which keeps the profile a lot lower. And we can do whichever turret we want. Do the more modern turret or the old turret. Even though, honestly, I'm still kind of leaning towards the other, but So we're going to go ahead and call this. Alright, so now we have a Gatling turret, and then we have the other. Alright, cool. Now we can go ahead and finish the build. Go ahead and get all the rest of the stuff up. Oh, snap. We got it misaligned. I hate it when that happens. I thought it looked like it was a little bit narrower than it should have been. Let's get you lined up correctly. Alright, there's the old one. And the new one. By setting it up like that, we're ensuring that it'll fit just fine and we won't have to worry about having to worry about piping it or anything like that. And then what we can do, we can add a couple of cargo pods on here to the sides, and that'll add additional munitions to the situation. See, we could put a couple of these on either side, and then that adds to the munitions. And we could theoretically, actually, we could just move the engines back up to the top, really, and truthfully. Which is what we might just do anyway. Because they're going to still be in that spot. I could put them right up here. And that would actually be just fine. So, yeah, I think we're going to do that. And we could just slip them in there, right in this little spot right here. So let's go ahead and do that. And then now we've got all the essentials in place. Why am I unable to place that there? I don't understand why I can't place that there. Alright, that's weird. Why does it not let me place that there? It'll let me place it there, but not there. That's weird. There's nothing there. Alright, this is really weird. It lets me place it there, but it didn't let me place it there. Why? What's there that's so odd? Right now it places it there. Now we could go recessed and bury it back there and put it over the top of the rocket launcher if we wanted to, but I like the idea of it being there in that place, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. That was weird. It must not have been like correctly lined up or something. Okay, so now that we've done all that, the next thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get those windows in place. You're going to do the bulletproof windows, and that's the thing that is going to make the difference, because it's going to provide protection when they're trying to shoot out the eyes of your drone, which in all likelihood they're probably probably not going to be successful in trying to make such a target, but they're going to try. So let's go ahead and get that in place. And then I like to do a double if you can. You can't always do it, but sometimes it'll let you do it. Yeah, see. So one's enough. It gives you little side mounts and stuff like that. And the other thing I like to do is I like to mount spotlights. I like lights. So, but I'm thinking red lights. So we go really tactical. Let's see, those are under utility. There we are. All right. Okay, now we have those lights in place. Now we're going to go ahead and switch back over to heavy armor, and we're going to armor up the sides of the turret. And the way we're going to do it is we're actually going to use these kind of pieces. I like those. I think they work really well. So we're going to go ahead and put 1, 2, 3 across there. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side here. And then we're going to do down here what we did originally, which is, of course, these blocks here, and we'll just run them out and up. Oh, need steel plates. Alright, steel plates it is. Go back over here, zip over to the edge here, and we're going to start cutting on this set here. Almost done. We're going to get there, guys. We're going to get there. And this will help keep some of our keep some of those blue drones away from us if they pop up again. It looks like Stash Beacon is still lit. Wow, why is it lit? It's lit for so long. Makes me wonder if there isn't a Stash Beacon out there. I mean, not Stash Beacon, but a Stash satellite. It might be worth an investigation really quick, but we'll take this drone. And we're going to go ahead and we'll have it follow, and it'll protect. And I'm going to experiment a little bit with that. Uh-oh. No power. Critical. Yep, I know. Energy's critical, Suit Lady. I get it, and I know why. And you know what we do? We're going to go up here to the bow, and we're getting in the ship. Oh, no. Alright, well, that puts the end of this episode. Thank you so much for joining me, and of course the system goes down. So anyways, we'll finish this up next episode, and unless I manage to do it offline. And then thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time on Space Engineers Scrapyard Pirate's Life.